Since everybody else has reviewed Infinity War, I know you're all curious. Harry, are you going to review Infinity War already? Well, folks, I am ready. Avengers Infinity War, directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, the Russo brothers, and is the 19th installment of the MCU, and is also the third installment in the Avengers trilogy. So Infinity War tells the story of every single Marvel character in existence is teaming up to face their deadliest foe ever, Thanos, to prevent him from collecting the Infinity Stones to literally remove half of the universe with a snap of his fingers. And that's all I'm going to reveal about the story. Thankfully, guys, you are safe in this review. There shall be absolutely no spoilers whatsoever. This is 100% spoiler free. Let's get to my non-spoiler thoughts. After 18 MCU reviews prior and leading up to Infinity War, and after a trailer review 5 months ago, I am beyond pumped to review this movie. I've heard both critics and audiences are split on Infinity War, even though it has a positive critic score of 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. The audience score appears to be even higher at like 93%. So the audience are reacting more positive to this movie than the critics this time. And some of my close pals on YouTube had been saying mixed things about it. Some of them have been freaking raving about it and calling it a flawless masterpiece of film, and others have been like, it doesn't necessarily live up to the hype, it's good, but it has its flaws. And I am siding with those who just say it's watchable and entertaining. It's satisfactory, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's underwhelming. It fails to live up to the near impossible hype, which has been built up for 10 years. Or 6 years, depending on which way you look at it. 6 years, if you think about it, when Thanos first appeared in the post-credit scene of the Avengers, when he grins at the camera, letting us Marvel fans know, I'm coming for you, Avengers. You're dead meat by Infinity War. But 10 years, if you look at it, when the first Iron Man was released, Marvel have become undefeatable, most successful movie franchise, and $14 billion and 19 movies later. They have been on fire ever since they've formed an alliance with Disney. Since Infinity War is part 1 to the conclusion to something as successful as that, you'd love Infinity War to be as perfect as it deserves to be. But it isn't. I'm positive that I'm safer to criticise Infinity War with you all, since I know you all are just the kindest souls on this planet, and the greatest friends anybody could ever ask for. I'm comfortable with being critical on Infinity War. However, I am worried that I will get the occasional Marvel fan who will come across this review and give me just all the name calling in the world, saying how fucking dare you, Infinity War's a masterpiece, it's all perfect, it's the greatest movie ever. I'm unsubbing. I'm prepared to receive the hate comments from the Marvel fans, but just because I don't call it perfect, that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it, which I did. This is still a good movie. And so let's begin with my positives. We'll get to my negatives later on. The greatest thing about Infinity War has to be its antagonist. Thanos is one of the greatest movie villains, period, not just in Marvel, but in movies in general. Marvel have crafted an antagonist who 100% is convinced that he's in the right, and his goal is to just simply bring balance to the universe. You still hate him, but you can't fully hate him for just wanting balance in this universe, even though he's doing it in the wrong way. You know he doesn't intend to be evil. Thanos is also literally a invincible physical threat. Ultron isn't even close to Thanos. Whenever Thanos appeared and faced down with our heroes, you felt like our heroes were totally fucked against him, and I've never gotten that with the previous MCU villains. You know, Thanos is similar to Scar from Lion King. Scar was the greatest parts of Lion King. In every sequence he was in, he was a villain that you just love. This is also Thanos' movie. Kudos to the Russo brothers for giving Thanos more screen time than any of the other characters. Josh Brolin as Thanos, he's magnificent. Sorry Killmonger, but the award for greatest MCU villain has officially been passed to Thanos. Finally, the MCU have greatly upped their villains this year. And at first I felt the humour was a little awkward and forced and didn't fit in the dramatic sequences, but now I take that back. That isn't a criticism anymore, since me and my mum laughed like at 90% of the comedy. And without the comedy, this movie would have been harder to sit through, and the action sequences are some of the finest in the entire MCU. I never thought I'd say this, but my original favourite MCU action sequence was Hulk versus Abomination in The Incredible Hulk. Well, the Wakanda battle in this movie that we see in the trailers, that has surpassed that as my personal favourite battle in this franchise. That battle defined expectations in terms of intensity, and you know how it's explained in the Guardians movies about Gamora's backstory with Thanos. Well, we finally get to see that adoptive father and daughter bond between Gamora and Thanos. And man, it's traumatic and heart-wrenching, which leads me to my negatives. I'm sorry, but this movie has some issues that will divide the MCU fan base to no end. The Black Panther characters are hardly in this movie. Hulk hardly in this movie. Especially Captain America, completely and utterly wasted. And that was underwhelming for me, since the Black Panther characters are my personal favourites, as Black Panther is, as you all know, is my personal favourite movie from the MCU. They deserve to be in this movie longer. Sure, this movie is the most expansive cast of any superhero movie, but that isn't an excuse. They all deserve their own epic moments in this story, and some of them did diddly squat. And I applaud the Russo brothers for having the ambition to make this the darkest MCU movie. This movie totally has heart-wrenching moments. I could see what it was trying to do, but but there was one character that is killed off, I won't spoil who it is, that I was okay with. But there were two where I was like, what? And I won't say who they are in this review, I'll save that for the spoiler talk. But let's just say the characters I predicted that would die shockingly lived, and the characters I predicted would live all freaking die. Yes, you feel the stakes, but you have to kill off and keep alive the right characters. And as for the cliffhanger ending, which is meant to yes, you feel the stakes, but you need to know who to kill off and who to keep alive at the same time. And as for the cliffhanger ending, which will lead into Avengers 4 in 2019, I hated it. This cliffhanger is setting up an Avengers 4, which is unnecessary for me. The Avengers Infinity War doesn't need to be 2 movies. It has no purpose being 2 movies other than it's just Marvel forcing a 4th Avengers as a cash grab. I'm like, Marvel are forcing its fans to wait literally an entire year to find out how this story is resolved. Marvel, you fucking cheapskates. And finally, there is one extremely sexist moment in the second act of this movie that I think female Marvel fans will be offended by. It disgusted me. And as me and my mum walked out of our second viewing of the movie today, there was this kid, and he was in tears. He was crying, and an MCU movie that makes kids cry ain't a good sign. Also, Captain America's costume in this movie sucks. He's so unrecognizable. He doesn't have his iconic costume or his iconic mighty shield. My mama didn't even notice Cap was in this movie, and neither did I, to be honest. This movie's still worth seeing, even if it isn't a damn good movie. It's still a good film, and if you're a Marvel fan and you don't care for its subversing expectation, you're going to absolutely love it. But if you're like me and you're unsatisfied by the killing off of certain characters that you felt should have lived, then you're going to be unhappy with this movie. See it if you want to. It depends. But as for me, this won't make my top 10 best movies of 2018, and I wanted it to. I really did. But I can gladly confirm this isn't the worst Avengers movie. Age of Ultron is certainly worse. This would be my second favourite of the Avengers trilogy, but that original Avengers is just the nearly perfect achievement in the MCU. And of the 2 MCU movies to be released this year, I like Black Panther better. I give Avengers Infinity War 3.5 stars out of 5. Good movie. And walking out of this movie, you will host your own funeral and wake to mourn the loss of those heroes we lost in this movie. Since we've spent 10 years with them, they're like family to us. So yeah, not the greatest of the MCU, but I'm still glad I saw it. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And what do you think of Infinity War? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google+, and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I shall be ranking all 19 MCU movies, as well as having reviews for recent releases like Truth or Dare and Rampage. I'll see you then. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.